Hello there, darlings. Welcome to the Clockwork Cabaret. They are old, they are not hip. They are the weird answers that you didn't know you needed or wanted. And now, for a friendly reminder, this show is for adults. That darling DJ duo, Emmett Davenport and Lady Attercop, drink cocktails, have potty mouths, and at least one of them was raised by wolves.
And with the sound of the cuckoo, you know that it is time for the Clockwork Cabaret.
Hooray! Are you sure about that?
Oh, I thought it.
I mean, it's only been 700 episodes. How many episodes are we on?
We're at 599 episodes.
I mean, I know you've done this 599 other times, but are you sure the sound of the cuckoo tells people that it's time for the Clockwork Cabaret? Hooray!
I guess it doesn't. I don't know. Now I don't know anything about anything anymore.
I think you'll find.
Are you gonna?
No, I'm not.
You're already starting.
I thought this would be a funny bit, but I've just made the energy weird.
That's what you do. It's fine.
I mean, that is my job on the show. It's true.
To make the energy weird.
Something that I thought is a funny bit, but just make things weird.
Yeah. So with that, I am Emmett Davenport.
And I am Lady Attercop. And if this is your first show, I'm so sorry.
Yes, yeah. I'd like to say that this is different, but it's not.
It's really not.
This is how it always rolls. It was a little bit easier when we weren't in the pandemic and recording in a distant rooms from each other. When we were actually in the same room, I could kind of smack her on the arm, stare at her, elbow,
stare at me disapprovingly.
Yes, give her that the stink eye, and get her to stop. But
she can't control me now.
I can't do anything about it now.
Stink eye does not translate through Zoom.
No, it does not. And I keep trying, to figure out how to do it, and it just does not work. There is no way.
Because you can't actually look at me. You're looking at a computer screen and kind of trying to make eye contact with the camera. And it's not the same. And I'm just running.
Right. And she's not looking at the camera, so it doesn't matter.
I hate staring at myself talking, so I'm not even looking at the screen.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the recording equipment. So I don't even know where she is in relation to it. So yes. So hi everyone, welcome. Next week it will be our 600th episode.
Oh dang!
I don't know what that actually means in terms of time or how long I've been actually doing this, but I've been doing this show for a very long time, since 2008, January of 2008.
Oh,
is when we first started. It's a long time.
It's a long time. I remember when we hit the 10-year mark.
Yes. That was only a couple years ago.
I know. Well, a couple of years ago in 2021 time is...
Yes. It's relative.
Times.
It was 300 years ago.
380 years ago.
Yes. And so yes, I feel like a 600 episode is a big deal. I know it's a big deal when television shows hit the 600 episode, but I have no idea. I'm sure this is the time where we're supposed to jump the shark. But
I mean, I have a shark head, but I don't know how we would coordinate that over Zoom.
I feel like that this is not something we can do.
What would jump the shark
on this show?
For this show,
everyone who's ever been on the show in the past has come back and takes it over, and I get to retire.
And then there's a motorcycle chase.
A motorcycle chase, a wedding,
Oh, it's definitely a wedding, possibly a murder.
a a caper. There would be a caper, a grand caper of some sort.
We've had some capers.
Yes,
But we need a bigger caper.
we need a bigger one
We need a caper with a shark.
with a shark. I don't know if when they say jump the shark, if that means literally a shark.
It's a literal reference to a
Fonzie.
A Happy Days.
Yes, to Fonzie jumping the shark.
Yeah, so it was a literal shark jumping.
Yes, originally.
We need motorcycles, leather jackets, clearly about a shark.
I don't know if we've got the budget for that.
Yeah, that would be a good time to plug our Patreon.
Well, also,
Patreon.com/Agony Aunt Studios.
please, if you would like us to jump a literal shark.
We will. I have several small sharks we could jump.
Yes, well, and you have your shark head.
I could wear a shark head. I could be a shark while jumping a shark.
Oh, there you go. It's very meta.
That's it.
It's Inception.
Inception. We've got it. We've figured it out. Good meeting. Glad
Yes.
we recorded that for the listeners, so there's no big surprise
For next week. Oh no, that's all right. We will both have completely forgotten about this by next week and not remember why we're doing any of the things we're doing. You'll just have a sticky note that says shark.
And I'll
Question
just be like,
mark.
oh, look at that. I made myself a note about sharks. I do like them.
Yes, and I will make a note that says something about how 600, and I will just think that's the sequel to the 300, and I won't know why.
I was just about to make that same joke. We've been doing this show together too long.
Yes.
300, what's that, the 300 sequel? Ooh, yes, bringing back humor from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
They surely would get us a sponsor deal with that some sweet, sweet Blue Apron money.
Oh, if only.
We're unmarketable.
No one wants this show.
We know we're unmarketable.
I don't know.
Okay.
We are on a radio station now, so we're not completely unmarketable. Someone likes us.
That's right.
The folks at Mad Wasp like us, and I sometimes wonder if they actually listen to the show. But
England and Australia, you guys like us.
yes, the whole country.
I refuse
Both
to
countries.
believe otherwise. Oh, hey, my cat's going to be involved in the show now. Hey, how are you? Please no. That's another thing we didn't have to worry about when it was just you and I in an actual studio.
Yes, yeah. There was
cat
no
interference.
extra observers.
Yeah, she wants a cut of the Patreon money, by the way. She told me.
Oh no, I don't know if that's gonna work. So,
I don't think she needs an expense account personally, but
well,
she's gonna have to talk to her agent.
Yeah, well, she really needs to start putting, her money where her mouth is and start actually doing some stuff on the show, because her just prancing around doesn't really do anything when it's not a video.
I say for an audio medium.
For an audio medium, that doesn't really work.
All right. She's so far 0 return on these cats.
Yeah.
No internet fame. no internet controversies.
Nothing. They give me nothing.
Give me nothing. You're not paying the rent. You're not helping the show.
You're not cleaning up after yourself.
You don't clean up after you. They definitely do not clean up after them. They refuse to mow the lawn.
You got to get them a tinier lawnmower.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. Oh, just a tiny cat lawnmower.
Or a riding lawnmower so that they can ride around on it.
Well, I mean, the other cat, Tildy, she does try to mow the lawn, but she just uses her mouth, just chews in the grass.
Oh,
a little bit
yeah.
every time she gets outside.
That's a
I don't
different.
I don't think that's helping.
That's a different
Very
thing.
slow. She gets distracted easily. She's like me.
Oh.
She's often running in a new direction before she's even finished the first thought. You know how that is.
I do.
Yeah, you.
I do, as the person who is on the other side of all of that. I often understand completely.
You should. She's trying to host a podcast with a cat.
it is. It's often like hurting a cat. When we did the other podcast that we did, the role playing game podcast.
Oh God, yeah.
That was very much like hurting cats. I was very glad to be one of the cats and not the person trying to wrangle them. It felt nice. It felt freeing. I felt a
Like,
little.
for once, I'm the one that's going to be causing problems.
The one I'm gonna be over here, going, huh? What? Did you ask me a question? I don't know what you were saying. Was I paying attention? I was not. Can I hit it? That's usually my response. Can I hit it?
Roll to hit it.
Whatever it is. No, why would you hit that? Because I wanted to.
I wasn't paying attention. I forgot what we were doing for a minute there.
Yeah. And I just wanted to hit it.
My favorite part of our brief RPG podcast was when I was DMing and there was the very obvious trap. And you guys were like, I know this is a trap, but in character, I would spring this. I would definitely go and frolic in that field of obviously poisoned poppies.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna spring the trap. I'm like, the very obvious trap. You're gonna spring the obvious trap. You're like, yep, nope, in character. That would be what we would do. Absolutely.
We ourselves, not so much.
We know it's a trap.
We would very much go, yeah, we're going to go around that. But our characters, not so much. That's what makes good role-playing. That's how you know.
Your insistence on making me do all the voices. Like, we're going to go back and re-talk to that guy that appeared once 5 episodes ago.
Well,
remember his voice? I'm like, oh, I do not.
That's revenge for you torturing poor Donnie.
Look.
When we ask him the name of the character constantly. Well, what's his name? This non-player character who's only supposed to be here to direct you to one thing. Yeah, I want to know what his name is.
I want to know his name. I want to know his backstory. He's going to be our new best friend.
Why is he here? He interests me.
How does he feel about it?
Why is it? What's his story? Yeah. So that I feel like that is purely revenge.
Now we're gonna get people explaining RPGs to us.
Please don't. I've
and why we're wrong about them.
Is there a wrong way to do? I know there probably is.
No, don't ask that. Don't ask
no,
that.
I shouldn't ask because I'm sure someone will tell us that there is a wrong way to do it, and that it's probably the way we've been doing it the whole time.
100% the way we've been doing it the whole time. We were discussing before we started recording what the most egregious moment of mansplaining that we had ever endured. Is endured the right word?
I feel like endured is a good word.
Not even online, in person.
Oh yeah, in person it's worse. I feel like.
Yeah, because if it's online, you can just close out whatever.
Yes, or block
program
them.
Or app or web page that you're on and be like, I'm just gonna go away now because I physically can.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in person, you're a little bit more trapped.
That's true. So I once had someone explain podcasting to me moments after I explained that I run a podcast.
Speaking of 600 episodes.
Yes, and the gentleman proceeded to explain to me all of the nuances and technicalities, and all of the various things that go into podcasting, to which I kept going, yes, I know, because I do it. Because I do one. I've been doing one since 2007. 2007.
No,
and
just still, yep.
Yep. Also,
still managed to record those voices into an audio file.
Managed to do it all the time, every week. And then, also, when I was in the cafe, in the coffee shop that I own, having made coffee drinks for this person, they were then explaining to me how to make coffee drinks, which was very interesting to me. And also, like, it kind of felt like, are you trying to tell me that I did it wrong? Or
Yeah, like what's your motivation here,
I
friend?
don't quite know. Are you looking for a job? Are
I
you
just want to bond over the fact that we both know that roasted coffee beans plus
also
water
you kept
makes
calling it a
coffee?
cappuccino machine, which is not what it's called.
No,
That is an
no.
espresso machine. You can make cappuccino with an espresso machine, but it is not a cappuccino machine.
Yeah, I love when somebody corrects your terminology with something that's inaccurate.
Like when,
That
a record.
oh yeah, that's my story.
It,
In
but
your
that's vinyl,
in
right?
that yeah, yes, it was in your the old space where there was a DJ booth, a built-in wooden DJ booth, and I was back there, and there was two turntables that you put records on.
Otherwise
And
known as record players.
also known as record players, and I was putting a record on the player, queuing it up. And the guy's like, "Why? That's you don't see a lot of people using vinyl anymore. Like it's really interesting that you're using that." I was like, "Well, I said there's a lot of stuff that never made the transition into CD or any kind of digital format. So, like here, yeah, over here is where the CDs are. Here's where you can plug a computer in. This is where we put the records on." He's like, "I think you mean." I'm like, I'm in the middle of playing music, chit chatting with him, and he's like, "I think you mean vinyl." It was like, I no, I meant record. I had a girlfriend with him that was like just dying 1,000 deaths, trying to get him out of there, but he wanted to tell me more about vinyl. And I did almost pull the old card with like, well, back in my day, we called them records.
Back
So
when
determined
dinosaurs
that
roamed the
those
earth.
records. But I just went, no, I meant record. I gotta listen to see if this is the song I want. I gotta put these headphones on. Okay, bye bye. Like I was just like, I didn't go on a big black CD, so I think I know what it is. Oh, for our younger listeners, CDs used to be the digital, the file format for digital music. Before that, it was tape, but that wasn't a digital format. That was a physical.
That was a
format.
cassette.
It was a cassette, and then some
And there was also
8 tracks.
8 tracks,
I think
and
8 tracks were tape too, weren't they?
they were
This
a
tape
type of tape,
technology?
yeah, but it was
Yeah.
an 8-track tape.
It was an 8-track tape. Back then, you used to have to record music onto tape.
Yeah, onto physical things.
Like, we know.
And then give them to other people so that
That
they
was called a mixtape.
Yes.
It was like, we know this technology still exists.
Back in the day, if you wanted a song that wasn't released yet, you had to wait for it to come onto the radio and then hold up your tape player to the other radio and record it. Hit record on the tape player, and
Not if you had one of those sweet double deck tape players.
Yeah, that was
that had a radio in it.
I didn't get that until later.
That was advanced technology back then.
Yes, when I was a small wee child, I had to hold up a tape recorder to another to the radio.
I remember doing that.
And get a really grainy, terrible copy of whatever
And inevitably the DJ would talk over the beginning or the end of the tape, which we now know is for legal reasons. But it was like, shut up! I want this song.
Yeah, they were doing it because they knew people were holding up tape decks to record.
They knew we were recording it illegally.
and that is why sometimes technology is great.
But yeah, I mean, we would. I admit I have been the not the victim, but the perpetrator of an unwanted explanation at people before.
Oh no, I have as
quite
well.
frequently enough that I have a code word for that means "shut up, lady Attercop, move on, drop the subject."
Yeah, we talked about that last week, actually.
Yes, we did talk about my code word.
Yes, your inappropriate code word that does not.
Sometimes you get and I understand maybe sometimes some of these people were in the moment trying to be cool or interesting, and out of sheer panic just started saying dumb shit because they're like, I want to talk to this person about podcasting. Oh God, I'm explaining podcasting to somebody who podcasts.
Yeah. Oh no, I have also. I have Emmett explained to plenty of people.
Yes, I definitely Attercop explained.
And
But when you get corrected though,
yes,
with terminology that's inaccurate or just means the exact same thing as what you just said.
yeah.
I tend to be less generous with those folks.
It is true. It is true. And that is why I'm going to press a button.
This is Mad Wasp Radio.
Stop by our dimly lit and unexplainably damp bookstore to peruse and purchase our seething collection of hideous books on any number of uncomfortable topics to include The Organ Slapper's Field Guide, Neighbor Spotting, A Picture Book of Unfortunate Clowns, Hobo Tagging, The Lady's Way to Choke Things, and How to Make a Dog Vomit, Part the First. Shank Street, Unpleasant Used and Rare Books. You know you at least want to look.
Once explained to a musician why I liked their music when I didn't realize it was their music.
Oh,
Actually, it wasn't me. I lied. It wasn't me. It was my. I actually walked in on my boyfriend, my college boyfriend at the time, explaining to one of the Ramones why he liked the Ramones. And
so not even like a musician that you might not understand.
No, it was at a concert. We were at a show, and I had gone to the restroom, and when I came back, he was talking to this dude about the Ramones who was playing, and then I realized that was Marky Ramone he was talking to.
Well, at least it was just Marky.
I know, but it was still like. I think
God, the secondhand embarrassment.
Yes,
no.
I had afterwards. I kind of like rolled up next to him and went, you do realize that's Marky Ramone you're talking to right now? Like, he was actually on stage with the band.
You just saw him on
You
stage.
just watched him on the thing. And he went, what? Like,
Oh,
yes.
no.
Yes. The secondhand embarrassment was pretty. I just went, hi, I love your show. I love your music. It was a good show.
It was a good show. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. He's very drunk. He's very drunk. He wasn't drunk.
Tell one of the talented members of the band that they do a good job.
They do a very good job.
Just kidding, Marky. We're just kidding, Marky.
Yes. Well, that was the second. There was a bunch of other Ramones. He was not an original Ramone.
No, he's the second wave of the Ramones.
Yes. And weirdly, my uncle used to be a road manager for bands, and he once did a gig with the Ramones, and apparently they used to pull some really, really horrible pranks on them. And I felt
did the Ramones pull the pranks on the
crew. No,
okay.
The road crew pulled really horrible pranks on the Ramones, like telling them
that's not fair. You know they're all drunk and stoned.
Yes, telling them that their car was outside, and then the only thing is that they would get their comeuppance because the couple times that they did it, like the time that they said, "Oh yeah, your car is waiting right outside this door," and then they went out, and then the door was locked, so they couldn't come back in, and the car wasn't there. They just went off and roamed around.
They just went wandering,
whatever city they were in, and so.
Hey, I don't see the car.
So apparently, my uncle went.
Let's go
okay.
find something to eat.
Yeah, my uncle was like, "Okay, we can't do this anymore. This apparently is not a joke that we can do on them because they're just gonna wander off, and then we have to figure out where they are."
Yeah, then you have to check to see where the Ramones have gone. I'm just imagining like a Scooby-Doo-esque chase where the Ramones are exiting one door and the stage manager's coming out of another and just missing each other.
Yes, that's probably.
One of my college teachers almost murdered Joey Ramone.
Oh.
With a bike. Yeah.
Oh.
When he was in college, he told us about the time he almost murdered Joey Ramone accidentally. He was riding a bike. He's riding his bike home from work, coming down a steep hill, like, gaining just crazy momentum, and had cut behind this alley to avoid traffic when it was the alley for a club, and the stage door opened and Joey Ramone steps out of the stage door directly in the path of my teacher and his bike going, many, many miles per hour. We were like, what did you do? He's like, I bailed on the bike. I just tipped it over and just skidded to a halt. He's like, I knew who it was. I can't murder Joey Ramone. Did it hurt? He's like, yeah, it hurt.
Did Joey Ramone even notice?
I would imagine he noticed the young man skidding to a halt on a bike several feet from him. Yeah. It's like, what happened? He was like, you all right? He was like, no. He's like, oh. And then he got on the bus.
Yeah, see, that sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
Yep. I once accidentally tripped Eddie Vedder for our listeners who are my age, so in your 40s. Eddie Vedder is the singer for Pearl Jam, and when I was at Lollapalooza, I was laying on the grass and went to move my foot as someone jumped over me. A confluence of events. I moved my leg just as the strange man was leaping over me, chasing a girl down the street or in the concert area, and my foot caught his foot, and he slid across the grass, getting a giant grass stain, and jumped up. And I went, "Oh man, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" And he was like, "Yep, fine. I gotta go." And he ran. And then when Pearl Jam started to play, my boyfriend at the time looked up at the stage and pointed at him and went, hey, do you notice anything interesting about that guy up there? And I went, it's Eddie Vedder. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? He's like, do you notice the grass stain on his knee? And I went, oh, now I feel slightly bad. And my brush with fame was very stupid.
I don't think I've ever tripped a celebrity.
It wasn't.
I have not known who they were before and gotten them mad at me, but that's just football, guys. they should have known better. Look, I know you're Dan Marino and this is South Florida, but I don't know who the hell you are.
I don't know.
Come on, man.
I did once yell at Christopher Judge, who is an actor from Stargate, because he accidentally touched my bum down the steps, and I got real, it was a crowded stairwell, and I felt somebody grab my butt, and I turned and went, "You stop that! That is not a prep!" And then I was like, "Oh, hello, Teal'c." He went, and he looked completely affronted and was like, "I am so sorry. I did."
And you're like, no. Actually, I take back what I just said.
I very much went, I don't know how to react at this moment. Part of me is affronted, but you're also apologizing. So, okay, cool. And now I'm just gonna keep going down the steps and try not to look at you anymore, because now I'm a little embarrassed.
Did you out?
And I didn't realize.
It did not. I almost got into a fist fight at a Bauhaus concert. Still say Bauhaus because that's how my teacher said it in class and during frigging art history, and I know that's not right. But I did almost get into a fight with a girl in a Bauhaus concert, and she offered to let me meet the band, and I said, no, that's okay. Just trying to defuse the fight. Because I just realized, A, you're lying. You're just some random junk chick at a concert that doesn't want me to punch you. And B, I actually don't want to meet Peter Murphy. Because I feel like he's going to be an asshole.
Oh.
I'm going to be sad.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's during the reunion tour.
Oh, yeah. So all of them hated each other, but they put on a really...
Yes.
They put on a great show.
They don't want to see some fans behind the scenes.
They put on a great show, but they all probably...
It was an amazing show.
Yes.
And especially amazing when you consider none of them liked each other.
Yeah.
They barely interacted with one another on stage.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was really good. And I almost got into a fist fight, but That's neither here nor there.
Oh, I almost got into
That had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I almost got into a fist fight during what was the show? Metallica, Suicidal Tendencies, and Danzig show.
That's a combo.
I was wearing overalls and a motorcycle jacket, and this woman next to me poured her beer all over me. She banged into me, and her whole entire 16 ounces solo cup of cheap beer just poured right down. Like, she managed to miss the jacket and just pour right down my shirt into my overalls. And this was it was at the fairgrounds. This was a classy show. It was so classy. Yeah. And my boyfriend, my college boyfriend, same boyfriend, he's the one who had to put up with me being a very angry 20-year-old, had to grab me by the back of my leather jacket, which I then slid out of to go after this woman, and then he had to quickly grab the back of my overalls and hold me like a cartoon character, where I felt like I was like running in place because I really wanted to go and punch her because I was sopping wet. And mostly I was just yelling, "You just need to apologize." like it was the fact that she just went, "Oh yeah, sucks to be you," and then just continued. I was like, it's like, I'm gonna get you.
We were in front of this girl, and she had been slamming into my friend who was next to me because she was trying to get her to move so she could take her spot. To get
we've all been there. Yes.
Yeah, we've all had that jerk. And so I was and my friend was very timid, and I had just had enough. So I moved them and stood in their spot. I was like, "You stand here, and I will stand here." So when she slammed into me and I just grabbed a hold of her and shoved her back and was like, "No, you go there." And that was when she started just trying to fight me. And then when I turned around and she realized I was fully ready to fight her, she was like, no, I'm sorry. I'm just drunk. Do you want to meet the band? And I was like, no, I do not. But do you want to fight? I didn't say that. I thought it. I was just looking at her. I was like, no. Doing one of those, like, just dead-eyed stare. Like,
yeah. I'm sorry,
I didn't realize you were there. I'm like, yeah, I'm hard to miss with my mohawk.
My poor sister Mingan was very nice and bought tickets to see Nick Cave in Nashville, and we got to spend the weekend. It was a very lovely weekend, but we went to see Grinder Man in
Creepy Mustache Band, yeah.
Yeah, Creepy Mustache Band. And we managed to get into, like, I'm not really great with crowds. I have some claustrophobia and some social anxiety, and so crowds are like standing room. Also, I am 5'2", so like it's very hard to see. And we made it through that. We made a friend, and he was basically like, "Here, if I go with you two lovely ladies, we'll get closer to the front." And so
he's using you to get closer to the front.
Yeah, and he totally...
You guys soften them up.
Right, and he totally admitted that. He's like, you two go ahead, and I will follow you, and it will be we'll pretend that I'm part of this. And we're like, yeah, sure, okay, whatever. And so we got fairly close. And then this person, I don't even know their gender or anything about them other than they were King Kong sized, pushed their way in front of me and stood right directly in front of me, so that I had no visibility whatsoever, and I just remember tapping them on the shoulder, trying to get their attention, because it was like, I am right here, man. I'm right here.
That's just poor, that's just poor etiquette.
And I can't see. I can't see at all. Like, all I can see is your back. Like, that's it.
That's just crappy concert.
Yeah, so I had to go...
Push your way to the front if you're super tall.
Right, but there was a But I had a moment where I was just standing there staring, and poor Mingan was very much going, Emmett, what's going on? Like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm trying to decide if I want to start a fight or not. Like, I am too old for this crap. I am 40 years old at this point. I am 40 years old, and I am about to start a bar brawl, and I'm trying to figure out, do I have the bail money that is going to be required when this happens? Because I'm doing the math right now, and she's
like, I'm doing the math, and she's big.
She's big. She's big. It's gonna knock me down, and it's gonna hurt. And I'm trying to figure out if this. And Minga was like, please don't get into a fight in the middle of a Grinder Man concert. And I was like, no, all right. You know what? I'm just gonna go stand in the far back. In the far back with all the other short people who have been relegated to the far back. And that's what I did. And watched the show from back there. But
There you go.
but there was a very long pause of me thinking about, how much do I want to start a fight?
That's the difference when you get old. It's, it's not that you don't get mad anymore. It's that you go, well, okay, hold on. I know how much things hurt now. Hey. I'm not 20 anymore. I have a life experience that is a life's experience worth of pain. B, do I have bail money?
Yes. The having bail money.
Can my knees take this?
Yes. Can I explain to the person who might have to come and rescue me? Can I explain to them what happened that isn't going to make it sound like I just got mad and threw a fit? Like,
I'm definitely not as aggressive as I used to be, but there was a definite point where if you were one of the people that banged into the back of me at a general admissions show, you were going to get elbowed or kicked with, and I always wore steel-toed shoes.
Yeah, I used to go to punk shows in my younger days, and there was this very nice, very large man that used to show up at all of the shows that I went to, and I didn't know his name. I just recognized
from the scene. Yeah,
I just recognized him. I don't think he knew my name. It was just one of those, like, we kind of hung out in the same circles, but he inevitably kept me out of harm's way quite a few times. And because he was like, he was like 7 feet tall. I mean, he was like Andre the Giant, big dude.
Big
and
guy.
He often would just stand.
5'2".
Yeah, he would stand behind me oftentimes and just kind of keep, like, what I figured out was he was pushing the mosh pit away from me at times when I was trying to, like, actively throw myself into it, and he was like, no, this little child is gonna get hurt. Like,
This tiny person is gonna get hurt.
This tiny angry ball of anger is gonna
keep them out of the pit. Either they're gonna hurt themselves or someone else trying to prove something.
Yes,
No,
yeah,
not
no,
for you.
Nope. Yeah, and he was
Emmett.
Yes, and he was like, looking back, I very much appreciate him, and
he was right.
He was right. No, I should not have been doing that.
This is why you want the olds in your scene, because sometimes they can help you from hurting yourself or making a bad mistake by like wearing white laces in your Doc Martens.
Yes.
Don't do that. That's a neo-Nazi thing.
Yes.
Every one of us who has done that accidentally, because we break a lace and relace our shoes with whatever we've got handy.
Yes, yeah, it's
Then
not
you're
good.
accidentally signaling to the rest of the group that you approve of white supremacy.
And that's
Regardless of whether or not you do.
that's
Because
not
I did
good.
that.
Oh no!
Yes, broke a lace
And then you put
in my Docs and relaced them with some tennis shoelaces that I had because they were the only ones that were long enough. They happened to be white.
no.
One of my punk friends came over and I didn't know you were like that. He was mad. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, your shoes. And I'm like, okay, what about my shoes? You got white laces in them. I'm like, oh yeah, no, my regular bootlaces broke, so I just stuck those in for the and then I just tied the other one with the matching one so that they would match. It looks kind of cool. It's in contrast. That's a neo-Nazi thing. Wait, what? That's a neo-Nazi thing. Think about the only other people at this school you've seen do that. I'm like, oh no, it's the neo-Nazis. Yeah, it was an art class. Thank you. I'm sure he doesn't listen, but hey, Phil, thank you. You saved me from looking like an asshole. I appreciate that. I colored them in green with a magic marker and walked home with my hand over my eyes the whole way. Like, no one look at me. I didn't know these were neo-Nazi shoelaces. And immediately relaced them when I got home.
That seems fair.
Sometimes people save you from yourself.
Yeah, especially in your early 20s when you just do stupid stuff.
Or you're a teenager. I was a teenager when I did that.
Yeah.
I did it again, thankfully. Never decided the aesthetic was worth more than the,
Yeah.
the message I was sending.
Yeah. No, it's definitely. Oh, yeah. We do stupid things. We've done them. We've done them all. We've done a lot of stupid things. You and I.
We're old. We've survived.
Yes. Sometimes together. Sometimes separately. We've done
together.
Sometimes together. Sometimes we fall into the hey. Do you think we could do that?
Hey, you know what would be funny?
You know it would be really funny if we stole that refrigerator.
We did. No, we've never stolen we have never stolen a refrigerator.
I was using a not real example.
Yes, you were.
Not real example.
Definitely never stolen a refrigerator.
No, we've never stolen anything. We are straightforward and up and up. We are upstanding citizens.
Members of society.
Yes.
Who definitely never seen a mini fridge on the side of the road and went, well, they haven't claimed that for 24 hours, so they probably don't want it, right? Right.
We have never done that.
Neither of us drives a hatchback station wagon.
No.
That can fit a mini fridge.
No.
As a matter of fact.
None of us.
Neither of us. Definitely not both of us.
No. That is not something we have ever done. We've never taken a table from the side of the road. Or bookshelves, or...
Look, you put something on the side of the road, it's fair game. That is the rules.
I feel like that is the rules. I feel like that is the rules.
Definitely never gotten rid of a couch that way. Definitely have gotten rid of a couch that way.
I've gotten rid of several couches that way. I got rid of which I slightly regret. I had those photo cutouts. We had those photo cutouts for...
Oh, the photo cutouts,
that was the octopus and the green fairy. I put those on the side of the road, and I swear, within 15 minutes, both of them were gone.
Yeah, those are the rules of the side of the road.
And I'm slightly wonder, did they go off to be somebody's, photo cutouts? Or did they wanted the wood? I don't know. I'm slightly curious to know.
We've also definitely never... upcycled material out of a dumpster.
No, that is not something either of us have ever done. I feel like no one should listen to this podcast right now.
The 599th podcast, 600 is where we get arrested.
This is
for our many crimes.
Well, I would imagine that's how we jump the shark.
Then we'll mansplain it to somebody.
Yes.
I've drawn a mustache on before. I'll draw one on again. I'll mansplain some things.
And with that, this has been the Clockwork Cabaret. She is Lady Attercop.
And she is Emmett Davenport.
It's not work we do.
It's love.
Dear gentlemen and sirs, you know the call to action. Surely you've noticed in your careers as gentlemen adventurers that for all our sublunary escapades, we often suffer from what has heretofore been an unmentionable ailment. Well, suffer no longer. With the advent of Sir Thomas Buckshill Wentworth's mentholated monocle balm, you'll be rid of the uncomfortable chafing and dryness that accompanies the life of a monocle wearer. Gone is the shame of a wind-chapped eye, swollen shut in pain. No longer will your unmonocled eye weep with discomfort.
Oh, my eye!
But rather with pleasure and pure mentholated joy. I urge you, the gentleman adventurer, to purchase this helpful product immediately.